Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are tackling a very influential arc among the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fandom. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. Diamond is Unbreakable is the fourth part in Hirohiko Araki's long-running franchise. It continues the Joestar family saga and follows the adventures of Josuke Higashikata, the illegitimate son of Joseph Joestar, and his friends as they unravel the mysteries lurking in the town of Morio. We'll get into this a little later, but before we get any further, make sure to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss another update. Now without further ado, let's get it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, was created by Hirohiko Araki. The manga was first published by Shueisha in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine from May 4th, 1992 to December 4th, 1995. The anime adaptation was produced by David Production and first aired in Japan on April 2nd, 2016 until December 24th, 2016, totaling 39 episodes. So, let's get into the story. It's 1999 and everything looks as calm as a cat taking a nap in the sun. But, as we all know, nothing in JoJo world stays peaceful for long. One day, a guy named Jotaro Kujo shows up. Jotaro is tall, serious, and likes wearing a fancy hat that blends right into his hair. He's basically a walking muscle who can stop time with a giant ghost buddy called Star Platinum. You know, normal stuff. Jotaro rolls into Morio like he owns the place because he's on a mission. He's hunting for a teenager named Josuke Higashikata. Why Josuke? Because Josuke happens to be the secret love child of Jotaro's grandpa, which makes Jotaro Josuke's nephew, even though Jotaro is older. Yes, it's confusing, but just nod your head and roll with it. So Jotaro tells Josuke about the Joestar family history, vampires, ancient artifacts, punching ghosts, the usual. He warns Josuke that the town has become a magnet for stand users. Turns out there's an evil bow and arrow out there that can shoot people and give them stands. Jotaro quickly discovers that Josuke has the power to wield a stand called Crazy Diamond. Josuke's stand has the unique ability to restore objects and organisms to their previous state, whether it's healing wounds, repairing broken structures, or even reverting an enemy's body part in bizarre fashion. When Jotaro and Josuke learn of a violent criminal, Angelo Katagiri, terrorizing the town, they face Aqua Necklace, Angelo's fluid-based stand, capable of slipping through pipes, bodies of water, and even people's throats. After Angelo attacks Josuke's grandfather, resulting in tragedy, Josuke vows vengeance. Combining Crazy Diamond's ability to reshape matter and Jotaro's Star Platinum, they corner Angelo, fusing him into a nearby rock formation. This bizarre Angelo rock becomes a new landmark as Morio is absolutely crawling with stand users. Some good, some bad, but all weird as hell. Not long afterward, Josuke and his friends encounter Nijimura brothers, Keicho and Okuyasu. They found the bow and arrow and started turning random people into stand users. Their dad got cursed by the Joestar family's greatest vampire nemesis named Dio a long time ago, so now their dad is basically a weird green blob. The brothers think if they find the right stand, maybe they can save their dad, or at least put him out of his misery. Keicho's stand, Bad Company, is a mini army of toy soldiers, tanks, and choppers that shoot real bullets. Pretty awesome. Meanwhile, Okuyasu's stand, the Hand, which can erase space itself. Think of it like a big eraser for anything in front of it that it swipes. 1 second you're standing there, the next second you're up in his face. It's weird and terrifying, but it's also perfect for smacking around your enemies. Josuke ends up fighting with these brothers, and during the fight, Keicho gets zapped by the ghost of Angelo. Apparently even a stone-faced creeper can still cause trouble. Keicho tragically kicks the bucket and Okuyasu decides to join Josuke as his best buddy. And guess what? They're hilarious together. Okuyasu is kind of a knucklehead, but he's a good person. Meanwhile, Koichi, a soft-spoken classmate of Josuke, ends up getting shot by the bow and arrow, because apparently everyone and their grandma gets shot by that thing. Somehow, Koichi doesn't die. Instead, he gains a stand called Echoes. At first, Echoes Act 1 can just attach silly sound effects to things. But over time, it grows stronger, leveling up, and Koichi transforms from a shy kid to a tiny hero with big guts. He's basically that friend who's quiet until you push him over the edge and he just crashes out on everybody and flips the script. As Morio continues to turn up more stand users, the gang runs into Tamami Kobayashi, whose stand, the lock, punishes people by making them feel guilty. He then uses this power to try and blackmail Koichi for accidentally running over a cat, but that doesn't really work out. Some are creepier, like Toshikazu Hazamada, whose stand surface can make living puppets that mimic real people. Josuke, Okuyasu, and Koichi then go around town beating these guys in silly but often life-threatening fights. They also get roped into comedic hijinks like messing around at the local cafe or bickering about who pays the tab. It's basically slice of life, except every slice is jam-packed with stand battles. One of the strangest encounters eventually comes Yukako Yamagishi. She's a super intense girl who has the hots for Koichi. By hots, I mean she's borderline scary. Her stand, Love Deluxe, lets her hair stretch and wrap around people, strangling them if she's feeling feisty. She kidnaps Koichi at one point, planning to train him, whatever that means, into the perfect boyfriend. Koichi's just like, I'm not built for this, and tries to get away without dying. Thankfully, Echoes evolves into Act 2, letting Koichi literally write words that cause effects, like setting things on fire. Yukako realizes Koichi might not be the weak little lamb that she thought, and she goes from psycho stalker to sort of supportive girlfriend. It's a big improvement though, trust me. Morio's hidden mysteries deepen when Joseph Joestar, now an elderly man, arrives to meet Josuke. He's super old now. He's got a cane, poor eyesight, and sometimes he forgets stuff. But hey, he's Joseph Joestar, so he's still a legend. So we gotta love him. He tries to bond with Josuke, his secret son, but it's awkward because, you know, he was never around. Plus, Joseph shows up carrying an invisible baby named Shizuka. Why is the baby invisible? Because she's got a stand that camouflages her and anything nearby. It's cute, but it's also terrifying if you think about the diapers. Skipping ahead, a successful but eccentric manga artist named Rohan Kishibe moves to Morio in search of inspiration. His stand, Heaven's Door, can open people like books, reading their memories and writing commands that they must follow. Initially, Rohan's arrogance and invasive use of Heaven's Door pits him against Koichi. But after a standoff that tests Koichi's resolve, he becomes a reluctant ally, intrigued by Koichi's sincerity. Rohan soon discovers a haunted alley and meets the ghost of Remi Sugimoto, a local girl who was murdered in the town over a decade ago. She warns him and Koichi about a serial killer who's still at large and skulking around Morio. Someone who has quietly committed gruesome murders for years without ever being discovered. The psycho in question is Yoshigaki Kira, a neat freak who looks like a model, but is actually the creepiest man alive. He loves hands, severed hands, like they're his girlfriend. You's a freaky ass nigga! If you think that's nasty, you're right. It's seriously messed up. Kira's stand is Killer Queen, which can turn anything into a love bomb. Imagine touching a doorknob and it explodes in your face, or picking up a piece of paper that goes boom in your hand. That's Kira's style. He's not flashy though. He wants a quiet life, free to collect his disgusting trophies. One day, Josuke and Okuyasu's buddy, Shigechi, a short dude obsessed with money, finds Kira's bag by accident. His stand harvest is like an army of tiny bugs that pick up coins and other goodies from all over town. He notices something weird though in the bag, a woman's hand. Big mistake. He then confronts Kira and Kira blows him up. This is the moment when everyone goes, oh, bro's a crash out. We probably gotta do something about him. Kira decides to hide from Josuke, Jotaro, and the others by changing his face. He forces a beautician, who has the stand Cinderella, to do some heavy plastic surgery magic. She can reshape people's looks completely. So Kira kills some random dude named Kosaku Kawajiri and takes his appearance. Now he's living with Kosaku's wife and their son Hayato. Shinobu is like, wow, my husband is different, but she kinda liked the crazy killer vibe. She's toxic. Meanwhile, Hayato's all like, you're not my dad. So Kira is stuck playing house, hoping nobody finds him before he can slip away. At the same time, Kira's father, Yoshihiro, uses the bow and arrow to create new stand users, hoping they will protect his son. This triggers battles across Morio. Toyohiro Kanadaichi and his bizarre stand Superfly, a literal telephone transmission tower, face off against Josuke and company. After this, they then face Teranosuke Miyamoto's Enigma, which can seal people into sheets of paper by terrifying them. Rohan then challenges Ken Oyanagi, a boy whose stand, boy to man, anybody get the reference? whose stand steals parts of an opponent's stand during successive victories in rock, paper, scissors. These scattered conflicts test each member of the group in different ways, but they all connect back to one goal: to expose and defeat Kira once and for all. All these different fights distract Josuke and his pals from finding Kira. Meanwhile, Hayato, who's slowly piecing things together, realizes his dad is actually the psycho Kira. Kira, now cornered, unlocks the stand's deadly new power, Bites the Dust. This ability plants a mini killer queen inside Hayato, creating a time loop each time someone discovers Kira's true identity. The loop kills that person with a big explosion, then rewinds the day so it happens all over again. Each loop, Hayato remembers what happened, but nobody else does until they blow up again. But little Hayato is a sharp cookie. He uses the time loop to trick Kira. He sets up a situation where Josuke and the others catch Kira off guard at just the right moment, just before the explosion can kill them all. Big brain moves, my guy. There's a huge battle in the streets, and Kira tries to blow everyone up, but Josuke's crazy diamond keeps healing everything. And Jotaro is ready to punch Kira's face in with Star Platinum. Kira, now cornered, is fatally wounded and attempts one last bomb detonation. Kira raises his hand just as an ambulance rushes in, crushing his limbs before he can activate Killer Queen. He dies in the street and soon finds his spirit trapped in Remy's Ghost Alley. In a grim twist of oh so sweet poetic justice, she guides him towards the alley's deadly exit, where malevolent hands drag him into the afterlife, ensuring his evil can never return. With Kira defeated and the town now lifted of his curse, Jotaro and Joseph leave town, with Josuke seeing them off as the summer of 1999 comes to an end. Personally, I love this series of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This would probably be my second favorite season. It was just so quirky, all of the different stands, and especially the color palette of the animation looked so vivid to me. I really felt like this is one of the standouts in JoJo. And later series, thanks for watching. Don't forget to stand the like button, punch subscribe, and hum on the bell icon so you never miss another update. Until next time, peace.